This is not breaking news. This is not a scandal. This is not about one person. What's happening in Iran today has been building for decades, quietly, steadily, until now. But this moment, this is different. The ground beneath this regime is shifting. It's a danger far greater than anything we've seen before. The world's attention is elsewhere. In the blink of an eye, the West could ignore this, as it has so many times in the past. But if you think this isn't coming for you, think again. You see, Iran isn't just facing an internal struggle. This isn't just a protest. This is the unraveling of an entire political economic system, one that has been propped up by the most dangerous combination of corruption and ideology. And it's accelerating. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. Before this goes any further, ask yourself, when will this reach its breaking point? Will it come for all of us, or will we step in before it's too late? Stay with me. This isn't about one person. It's about what controls the system behind the scenes. Forget the headlines. Forget the politicians. The real power? It's not the Ayatollah or the President of the United States. It's the hidden economic forces, the system that has driven Iran into a deadly corner. What happens when the foundations of a nation crumble slowly at first until it's too late to stop? When the political elite's greed becomes its own undoing, when the economy is gutted by mismanagement and corruption, when the promise of freedom turns into the suffocating grip of authoritarianism, this isn't just a war of ideologies. This is a fight between two systems, one built on wealth and power, the other on survival. The people of Iran, they're caught in the middle of it all. Casualties of an economic system so broken it threatens to take the entire country down with it. And if you think this doesn't affect you, think again. Because if this system collapses, the fallout will not stay within Iran's borders. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. Stay with me. This is just the beginning of a much darker story. Let's look deeper at the forces keeping this system in place and what might finally bring it to its knees. It didn't happen overnight. It never does. You didn't see it happen, did you? Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the ground shifted beneath our feet. One day, the system worked barely. The next, it was on the brink of collapse. Remember the Iran of the 1,970 seconds? A country on the rise, a burgeoning economy, open to the West. Iran was a force, an ally, an economic partner. Now, a nation crippled by its own government, not just by an external enemy, but by the ones who promised to protect it. Inflation soaring at a pace no one predicted. The value of life itself eroded. This didn't happen by accident. The shift was deliberate. Corruption fed on itself. Promises of revolution gave way to the iron fist of authoritarian rule. And all the while, the people, those who should have been the power, were pushed further into the margins. So what happens when the people finally realize they've been betrayed? When they start to ask themselves, how did we get here? Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. This is where the story truly begins. Stay with me, because what's coming next might just change everything. This week, Iran cut off all internet access. 60 hours without communication with the outside world. No news, no global connection, just silence. And in that silence, the protests only grew louder. The Ayatollah, threatened by his own people, took drastic measures, shutting down every line of communication, sealing the country off from the world. But it didn't stop them. They fought on, even without the world watching. But what happened next? Iran didn't just shut down the internet, they started hunting their own people. Bloodshed in the streets, protesters gunned down in broad daylight, dozens, hundreds. This is not the first time, and it won't be the last. But this time, it feels different. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. We can no longer ignore this. The world is watching, but are we doing enough? Stay with me, because this crisis is far from over. The regime doesn't act in a vacuum. Someone benefits from this chaos. Someone thrives on the suffering of the people. And it's not just the Ayatollah and his inner circle. It's the entire apparatus of control, the military, the security forces, and the economic elites who have their hands in every pot. For them, this system isn't broken. It's working perfectly. Think about it. Why would a regime continue to brutalize its own people unless it's profiting from the collapse? The money flowing from corrupt deals, the control over every industry, every trade, it's a web of power that keeps the status quo intact no matter the cost. And the people? They're the ones paying. They've lost everything. Their economy, their dignity, their lives. Meanwhile, the regime, it gets stronger. The power plays behind the scenes keep it in control even as the country crumbles. This isn't a revolution yet. It's a system that refuses to let go. And until we understand this, we won't understand the true scope of the danger. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. Stay with me. We're just scratching the surface. What comes next could reshape the future entirely. The cracks are widening. The protests are no longer just protests. They're a direct challenge to the regime's survival. And it's happening faster than anyone anticipated. In just a few days, more defections from within the government, key figures abandoning ship. The cracks are no longer invisible, they're glaring. The economy, already on life support, is now in free fall. Inflation continues to skyrocket. The people, already desperate, are pushing harder. And now the threat from the regime is clear. They will not go down without a fight. They're throwing everything at the people, the military, the secret police, and even the Revolutionary Guard. But even with all this power, the people are still standing stronger, louder, more united. The regime thought it could crush this uprising like the others. But this time, the damage is too great. The will to fight is too strong. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. The clock is ticking. What will happen next could change the course of history. Stay with me. We're entering uncharted territory. This isn't a story happening somewhere far away. This is happening right now, to real people, to you, to me. Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world where everything you've worked for is slipping away. Your country's economy is collapsing. Your food prices are soaring. Your job is becoming worthless, and your children are hungry. You watch your neighbors take to the streets, hoping to make their voices heard, and then you see them dragged away. Or worse, in Iran, this is the reality every day. The violence, the bloodshed, the desperation. The people are not just protesting for a change of government, they're fighting for their lives, for a future where their children can thrive. And it's not just the people in the streets. It's the millions trapped in the grip of this failing system, living in fear, silenced by a regime that controls every aspect of their lives. This is what happens when a country breaks. When the system no longer serves the people rise. But at what cost? Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. What would you do if this was your life? Stay with me. The true test is still ahead. This isn't just an Iranian crisis anymore. It's a global one. When a nation as strategically important as Iran begins to unravel, the shockwaves reverberate far beyond its borders. The instability threatens the entire Middle East, an already volatile region. From Israel to Saudi Arabia, from Iraq to Syria, every nation is watching and preparing for what comes next. But it's not just the Middle East. The effects are rippling across global markets. Oil prices are climbing, supply chains are crumbling, and the economic fallout is being felt in every corner of the world. Iran's collapse could trigger a cascade of economic chaos that no one is prepared for. And then there's the geopolitical side. The US and its allies are already involved, and Russia, China, and other global powers are watching closely. Every move in Iran could shift the balance of power across the world. One misstep, one escalation, and this could spiral into something much larger. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. The clock is ticking. If this isn't contained, the fallout could change everything. Stay with me. The situation in Iran is now at a crossroads. And what happens next? That's where things get even more uncertain. Let's imagine 3 possible paths. First, asterisk, asterisk, adjustment, asterisk, asterisk. The regime makes some concessions. There's a transition, albeit messy and drawn out. A new government is formed, but it's fragile. The people might see some relief. But the system, though, reformed, remains far from stable. The damage done to the economy, to the fabric of society, might be permanent. Second, Asterisk, asterisk, erosion, asterisk, asterisk. The regime holds on, but only just. Protests continue, defections rise, and the economy teeters. The cracks widen, but no one can predict when the breaking point will come. The system could crumble, but it might take years. Years of instability, more bloodshed, and continued suffering. A slow, agonizing erosion of the country's future. Third, asterisk, asterisk, rupture, asterisk, asterisk, a sudden, violent collapse. The regime's grip breaks completely, leading to chaos, no transition plan in place, no stabilization, just collapse into an abyss of conflict, regional war, and a desperate scramble for power. Iran could become a failed state, dragging the region into a much wider conflict. We can't know which path will unfold, but one thing is certain. The consequences will be catastrophic either way. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. The future of Iran and the world hangs in the balance. What happens next could define the next decade. Stay with me. The answer is closer than you think. This is not over, not by a long shot. Iran's fate is now a question of survival, not just for its people, but for the entire world. A nation on the brink of collapse, a regime fighting for its life, and a future teetering on the edge. The question is no longer what happens in Iran, it's how far will this go? We have no answers yet. Only escalating danger. What will the world do? Will the U.S. stand with the people of Iran, as it has promised, or will it turn away, as it has in the past? What will the Iranian people do, knowing they have nothing left to lose? And how will this crisis reshape the global balance of power? These questions can't be answered today, but they must be answered. This is a moment that could change the world forever, but whether it will is still to be determined. Asterisk, asterisk, CTA, asterisk, asterisk. Don't look away now. This story is still unfolding. To understand what happens next, to find out what's really at stake, you need to keep watching. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: we're all in this together.